So this is my Parent Night presentation. So welcome to Parent Night in room 11. So to begin, we're going to talk about how our students learn math. So this is a video from How to Learn Math for Teachers and Parents. It's about brain plasticity by Joe Boller, and it just goes through how making mistakes and how allowing students to struggle really challenges their brain and actually builds brain synapses so that they are learning more and that they are actually going through the process of really understanding the mathematics. So we're not going to watch the video now, but this will circle back to so you really understand what message I want to send when it comes to mathematics here in room 11. So we're going to talk about the growth versus fixed mindset, just some basic beliefs in the growth mindset. So I believe that my character, personality, and intelligence can be developed. My true potential is unknown. And then someone who has a fixed mindset, they believe that their character, personality, potential, and intelligence are carved in stone and determined at birth. Now, we really want to focus on the growth mindset here in room 11 because we want students to come in here and believe that they have the power to be able to increase their intelligence, and their true potential is unknown, and there is no such thing as a math mind and not a math mind, and every student is capable of learning. It might take a little bit of a different approach to some students, but that's exactly what our goal is for this year. So this is positive norms and growth mindset, and you'll hear a lot about this year in our classroom because we really want to create an environment where students are really happy to be doing math. And as you can see here, it talks about learning math at the highest levels. Everyone can do it. Mistakes are valuable. Questions are really important. Depth is more important than speed. So we're going to dive into some of the more meatier parts of mathematics and not focus on the rote learning. Math class is about learning, not performing. So the class is not worried about making mistakes, and getting straight A's isn't the only goal within the room. And math is about connections and communication. So we're going to look at math in a variety of different contexts, including real world, applied to different classroom subjects, and really make it interesting. And math is about creativity and making sense. So mathematics in our classroom, we're going to talk about this year. And there are four major things that we'll be learning look-fors in my case from a teacher perspective. So I'm going to look for learning through worthwhile math tasks, through developing a non-threatening classroom environment, through classroom discourse, and through tools and representation. So to further explain those, we're going to talk about worthwhile math tasks. So we talked a bit about students struggling through open-ended questions, allows them to be more creative, and it actually fires off different synapses in their brain. So studies have shown that it's very important that we do these open-ended worthwhile math tasks. So the tasks are going to be delivered in a three-part math lesson that consists of the following: a minds-on activity, students will work on it, then we'll consolidate, and then based on our work for that day, we're going to do some practice stuff that's going to allow the students to practice the skills that they've acquired during the working on it phases and the minds-on activity. So my look-fors in this situation is students are being creative. They're trying different approaches to answer questions. They're asking questions. They're collaborating with the other students. And they're really diving into the mathematics in a variety of different ways. And I'll see that in the way that they talk about math, in the way they talk about their answers, in the way they express their answers in written form or verbalize their answers to me. I'll be walking around checking in with the students to make sure it all is well. But delivering worthwhile math tasks, my look-fors are going to be like making sure the students are engaged in the mathematics and really creative when it comes to how they answer the questions. So the non-threatening classroom environment is another main key component to this classroom. So we're going to create an environment where making mistakes is all part of the process. So I visualize the students are able to talk about the mistakes that they made, but really dive into the reasons why they made the mistakes and defend answers and do it in a way that the classroom isn't judgy or isn't negative about the whole process. Getting a question wrong just means that you're able to talk your way through how to make that question right, or talk about the math processes that you did right in order to get where you did. But really, I want this classroom to be a cohesive team that promotes the exploration of mathematical concepts. Classroom discourse. So I'm going to use a variety of different strategies to allow the students to display their knowledge. We're going to value the students' ideas. We're going to build on what they already know. And the hope is that this program runs on the knowledge and needs of the classroom. So with the worthwhile math tasks and with the prior knowledge the students have, this is going to be a very interesting year because it's going to be hard to really determine where we're going to go with the variety of lessons that we're going to do because a lot of them will be based on what we've done in the class. So if we do a worthwhile math task and I notice there's a direction that I want to take the class when it comes to discovering math, then that's how I will do it. So using the kids' knowledge, using the students' as a basis for developing the program is one of my main goals for the year. And using tools and technology. So my look fors for this situation are simple. I want the students to be using different math manipulatives. I want them to be using technology properly to help them understand mathematics and display their work in a variety of different ways. I want the students to be able to use technology and tools as a tool for them to display their skills and abilities when it comes to mathematics and really dive into the learning through the use of tools and technology. And that's our math year at a glance. So I'm really looking forward to delivering the best possible math program that I can. Are there any questions? None? Great. Thanks for coming.